Welcome, everyone. My name is Jeff St. Laurent, and as you can see, I have a phenomenal guest. She's eagerly waiting. So before I bring her on, I do record all of these shows, and I put them in my university at sellingcoaching.com. I help coaches transition to a full-time business. This here is one of them. And so I get a lot of great resources, if I can say that myself. Start off right on the homepage of sellingcoaching.com. And if you enter your name and email, I've got a great resource as an audio resource. It's launching your coaching business, the first 3 vital steps. And that's also going to put you into my community where you can get some great information from me on a weekly basis. But without any further ado, I want to welcome Coco Duan to the show. Welcome, Coco.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
So Coco and I worked together in my 5-month group program. It was like last year in like September-ish, and it ran through ending this year, like call it February-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over the 5 months there. So Coco, prior to coming into the group, you had been doing your coaching business, as we talked about a year, correct?
Yes.
So tell everyone, like people watching this now, the recording, etc., what happened in that year to the point where were you at when you came into the group? What were you like hoping for? Just so we get an idea of kind of where you started.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure. For sure. Well, when I came into the program, first of all, I was your student already. Because I was following your, the quick start program from IPAC. Mm-hmm. And I did a lot of foundational work but pretty much everything I did was behind the computer. I set up my own website. I did a lot of social media posting. I wrote a few email newsletters, not very consistent. And I was really just like, I think, okay, I can just get my clients from online. And that's what I did. So I got a few, but I realized soon and quickly, no, that was not enough. And I needed to do more. And I know I needed to go probably reach out more in person, but I don't know, something held me back. And then that's the point I realized, you know what? I need some support. I need some guidance. Also, I need some push to be able to get me to the next level. And that's when obviously I think of you, because I've been following your guide, like not like personal one, but like the courses. So I found it's really, really helpful. That I'm like, Jeff is the one.
Yes. And I was so honored to be the one. And so we started doing the work. Yes. And there was just like, I think it was like month 1 and 2, mm-hmm. where, we started with some of the foundational elements, which you just kind of like started tearing through right away. But then there was that first event that you set up at your house. I remember, and you're like, I'm gonna have an event at my house. I'm gonna invite people over. And there's something about that, like on the tail end of that, where you just got in a rocket ship and just took off. Mm-hmm. So talk about, that leading into there, like that event, what it was, not so many details, right? Just enough to get a feel and what happened for you where you turned it on.
Yes, for sure. So I think, the great thing about your program is, right, the way that you set it up, it's like first phase 2 marketing, which is foundational marketing, which everyone needs to do. Actually, that's the easiest part of it, right? Email, and then the live show and things like that. Then the phase 1 marketing is really about engage with people. In a meaningful conversation, engage with people. So I remember we had our one-on-one call, and you say, what come to mind when you think about like engage people? I don't know. It just come out. That idea just came out. I'm like, I want to do a workshop. I want to do an in-person one. I want to do it in my house. I'm going to invite a group of my girlfriends I met through different aspects of my life, right? I'm a CrossFitter, also I'm a Toastmaster, also have a neighborhood friend. Immediately just come to my mind. And then very quickly I put it together. And then I think also what I loved you instructed us is like, hey, put a date first. Really hold our feet to the fire. It's like date. And I was like, I'm traveling. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. Really just still a little bit of fear inside of me, right? And then eventually we went out on a date. I think it was like 3 weeks from the day that we spoke. That I'm like, I need to get this done. Since I promised Jeff, and it's really this sense of accountability. I think without you, I would probably have backed off or procrastinated for a long time. So once I put a date on it, and I got really excited about it, because for me, it really became about sharing my experience, sharing my knowledge, and sharing my insight, and through that really help others. And then, so yeah, and it happened. I think invited like 15, 16 girlfriends, pretty much all of them showed up. And then we just had a wonderful time together. I had the workshop was value assessment, which is pretty basic stuff, right? As a life coach. And everyone enjoyed it. And really that just gave me incredible sense of boost of confidence, boost of energy. And I was like, oh my gosh, first of all, I can do this, right? And then this is so much fun, and everyone enjoyed it. And I was like, starting from that point, I just started to plan workshop. I think our time together after I did another like 6, 7 workshops, right? One after another.
Yeah, you went from like doing one to like, a month later, like 6 of them.
Yes, exactly. I did it in CrossFit. I did it in my Toastmasters club, and I just like keep doing it because it's really I got to taste the benefit of it, right? It is that just is when you meet in person, it really truly at least energizes me, and I really people get to see how I work as a coach, and then through the workshops, I got a few clients.
So you created this space where you're a little bit scared, right? But you weren't backing off. Like you said, the accountability helped, etc. Yes. But the biggest thing is like you did the event, and then there was this like surge of like, I felt like you saw a vision of, oh, if I did this more, I'm going to start getting more and more clients. And not only did you like that space, but you started getting that confidence.
Yes.
And you started seeing the value of, I remember you said this in the group, that's where you started, right? You were spending so much time behind the computer. And now you were coming out from behind the computer, and not only were you loving it, but you started getting clients.
Yes. Yeah. You know what most people tell me, say, I love your energy. And that's really hard to come across when you're recording videos or writing social media posts. That just doesn't come across as well. And then the fact that I'm really showing up as me, right? As me, genuine, authentic, and all of that. And most people are just, oh my God, I just love your energy. That's why they want to work with me.
Yes. So so talk about that, right? So now you're doing stuff at regular events, at CrossFit, at Toastmasters. You're going to networking meetings, and you're like, if I do it at one Toastmasters, I'm going to join all the Toastmasters around me. So talk about how that plan started unfolding, of where you're just now I remember you saying you were doubling down on everything. Talk that through so people get an idea of what you started to do.
For sure. Especially as a fairly new coach, right? It is really about, I would say, experimentation and exploring, and then just try everything, opportunity, give it to it, try it and see what works, what doesn't, right? And what resonate with me, right? What really energizes me, and also what brings me business results. When I see actually Toastmasters, the reason why I'm doubling down on Toastmasters is because the workshop I did, I got 2 clients, and whenever I speaking, really just my personal experience, and people come up to me, say, hey, Coco, how can I work with you, right? And then I realized, wow, people there are very open-minded and very curious, very driven. That's the type of clients that I enjoy working with. And so with that, once I identified that, then, it totally makes sense for me just spend more time doing more events and interacting with more people in Toastmasters. So that's why. And recently, I think before we wrapped up the program, I joined the networking BNI, right? The Networking International Group. And then that's where also, I'm happy to announce I actually already got 4 clients from that group. I've only been there for like 2 months. And yes, it's the same kind of situation. Is that I was there, I was showing up as me, talking about what I do, and then also did a couple of virtual. I did a in-person workshop, couple of people showed up, and also did a webinar with the BNI groups, right? So they got to see what I do and how I show up and all of that, and then they just gravitated towards me. And then also it's the same thing because they're driven entrepreneurs. They wanted to elevate their business and life to the next level. And so my message really resonated with them. And then they wanted to work with me. Then I'm like, yeah, this is the type of clients I enjoy working with. Let me doubling down. Now I'm like not just networking my own chapter. I visit so many other chapters, just like keep showing up and telling them what I do and offer my services. And I'm sure it's just a matter of time. I'm going to get more and more clients from there.
I love it. I love it. And then, but at first though, even prior to the group, right? You didn't know what you did. You didn't know like I'm a life coach, etc. And talk about that transition to now where you're proud to talk about what you do. And what do you say? You know what I mean? Like there was a transition in terms of how you saw yourself.
For sure. It is that I think after joining your program and it just gave me this, when you're hiding behind the computer, it's like when you type, oh, I'm a life coach, I do this and this. I don't know, it doesn't feel as real. When I actually started first workshop, when I announced in front of my friends, I said, I'm a life coach. Actually, I felt a little bit uncomfortable. I think I remember you coached me, I said, hey, what tips would you give me when I do a like in-person live workshop like this, especially with a group of friends? And then you said, first of all, you need to set very clear expectation, right? Saying that, hey, Coco, you're showing up today. It's not just as a girlfriend. It is you're showing up as a coach, as a life coach. Be clear about that. And I remember when I said that, I felt a little bit uncomfortable.
Remember that too.
Yes, exactly. But guess what? It is always, it feels like trying on new shoes, right? And then when you wear new shoes, it feels a little bit uncomfortable, but it works better. And then just keep using it, keep doing it, then just become more and more comfortable. And now, like, as you know, BNI meetings, everyone's like, my name, Coco Duan, life coach, Coco Duan, life coach. I've practiced hundreds of times now. Now it's just like, that's my identity. That's my identity because I have been saying it for so many times. And also now it's like this, I don't know, before it was just always a little bit, it's ultimately come down to self-worth, self-value. It's like, I didn't feel I was as good of a life coach, as qualified life coach because I'm so new, you know what I mean? Just have that kind of limiting belief behind my head. So also that kind of affected me. Now I don't feel that way anymore. Now I just feel truly, I am adding so much value. I'm a great coach and I'm really confident about what I'm proud of what I do. And so that just give me so much of courage to say, hey, I'm a life coach. That's just me.
What do you feel that transition was like you had the limiting beliefs? Am I a good enough coach? Can I do this? All that stuff you just said. And now you just said you've been on the other side of that. What do you feel? What did you do? Not what happened, right? But what did you do that shifted it for you?
Yeah. So I think a couple of things happened like simultaneously, but it's a process. It's a reinforcement process. When it is, as I was part of the program, I was getting more and more clients, right? I saw more and more results. When I saw more and more results, and then it gave me more affirmation. It's like, oh, okay, actually, I am a decent coach, right? So that one really helped me. And second thing it is that as I go out and meet more people and do more workshops, and every time the positive feedback from the workshop is oh my God, Coco, this is amazing. It's only an hour, a lot of times, an hour and a half. And people's feeling was, wow, this is somehow like life, you know what I mean? Aha moment and all of that. And also that's a positive reinforcement. And then with that positive reinforcement in my head, it's like, oh, I am a decent coach. I'm a good coach, right? And then that helps me to do more. Oh, since I'm a good coach, let me do more of it, right? Let me do more of it. Once I do more of it, I get more positive reinforcement and then just become this flywheel and then just keep going, So it is really about like doing it, right? You would just sit there thinking, I'm a good coach. It's empty. You don't truly feel it. The only way for me, I truly felt it is because I was doing it. I would just keep doing it, keep grinding it, right? At the beginning, it was hard, very, very hard. I was like, there are many moments I was like, am I good? Or am I really, like all of that. But then it's more I do, the more I feel like positive feedback, and then I do more, right? And then get more positive feedback, the more. You know what I mean? Then that's really how it happens. It is really just doing it.
It's doing it, yes. And but it's that what you're saying is I really want people to hear this. It's like, oh, just do it, just do it. But it's one thing at a time. And
yes,
what you said just a few minutes ago was like it wasn't easy.
No,
it wasn't easy, and all the thoughts were still there. And I remember we had many conversations where you're like, Jeff, this is hard. And when I was helping you with the marketing and we were kind of with the plan, and then you executed everything, like everything I ever told you to do, you executed. And that's why you created the success, because you did the work. But also while you're doing the work, there was a lot of like, people aren't getting back to you. And then there's the no's. And then it's not like, in order to get the clients that you've gotten, it's not like everyone's hired you. There's people that didn't hire you as well and didn't show up. So it's not just like, oh, but you had to work with that, and that's a reality of that. And that's what I also want people to be able to see. Is that's why when you said it wasn't that easy, is they can just look at you now and you're like, oh wow, look at her. But you've been doing the work in it, and there's times where you had to combat all that stuff and deal with just entrepreneurship.
100%, all the time, as you know very well, right? You've been a coach for 20 years and probably still experience it. I'm only year 2. 100% on a daily basis. But the thing is, I now don't take those rejection personally anymore. I don't think it's a reflection of me. I just think, okay, they're not ready yet, right? And then it is really me, what I can control. Just keep showing up and hold myself accountable. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it, right? For instance, even simple as an email Friday. Oh, I send out my email newsletter every Saturday morning, scheduled it, right? So then I need to write it on by Friday. Tell me multiple times on a Friday. At first, I didn't know what to write. Sometimes I was exhausted. A couple of times I'm like, should I just skip this? Should I just do it tomorrow? I'm like, no, this is non-negotiable. This is something I promised myself I'm going to do it every week. No matter what I write, how short, how long, I'm going to write it. So really, just that. This is a promise I made to myself, and this is the only way to truly make it work. And the consistency, as we talked earlier, consistency is key. And then really just keep doing it, and the result will come. Yeah, because I've got so many. A lot of time people don't respond to my email, right? Very few people respond, and but many people outside, like they have received my email. They told me, Coco, I read your email every single week, and he said I read it from beginning to the end. He said I read very few things from beginning to the end, and you're one of them. But they never responded to me. Never, ever responded to me. But the thing is, that is the work, invisible, right? It's in invisible results. And, but it is making an impact there. And eventually it will come back to me.
You got it. You're so locked in. It's so exciting. And that you're so right. And there's all the work that we do sometimes, especially because as much as you're doing the face-to-face work, then there's that, like you said, that phase 2 marketing, that nurturing, the emails, et cetera, staying top of mind. And that can feel like it's invisible. It's not landing on anybody. But then there's that validation where the people that do say like, yes, oh, I love your stuff. And you're sitting there going like, what? It's working. It's trusting.
Mm-hmm.
So just as we start to pull this together in the last few minutes, talk about, we finished the program in February. You had this awesome trajectory. Clearly, you haven't slowed down a bit. Talk about what you created. Where's this rocket ship going the rest of this year? Just to give people an idea of kind of what's going on.
Yes, for sure. I would say right now my main focus is on my BNI network, and I actually just create a new group program. That's another great benefit from working with you, right? Within a few months that we worked together, and then you really helped me and supported me put together a group program.
Right.
And then within my group, and they requested, actually a couple of them requested me to offer like specifically design a program just for small business owners, entrepreneurs, and then including daily coaching. And even though it's a new kind of like format, but in a way it's not new because I've done it before, right? And this time I was just like, oh, okay, I've done it. And I quickly just put it together. Just felt so much more comfortable. And then now the program already sold 2 spots. And we're starting in 3 weeks, and I have 4 more spots to fill, and I'm pretty confident I'm going to get it all sold out, and that's super exciting. And then really continue to doubling down workshops. So since I graduated, how many more workshops I have done? At least done 5 more workshops. I just keep doing that, as you said, right? Just keep planning the next one. Always keep planning for the next one. Just keep meeting as many people as possible and offer them my services, and then eventually clients are just coming on my way. Yeah, since I have already, as I said earlier, the BNI group, and joined only for 2 months, I already got 4 clients. When I first joined, what people told me, say, hey, be patient, because usually people, on average, people don't even get their first client within the first 7 months. That's what they told me. Mm-hmm. Like, and me 4 in 2 months. So it's really, it's really how you show up. So I show up. I really show up always, every single meeting prepared, and because they hire me because they see how I show up as a person. Yeah. And that's critical. So really, for me, it is all about really truly embody what I preach, what I sell. And right, and when people wanted to hire me as a life coach because they wanted to live a more fulfilled life and more successful life, and then be more authentic to themselves, then I need to be that person. And then I am doing my best to be that person, so that I get to attract people want to work with me.
Yes. Well, it's clearly working, and you're showing up as yourself. Coco, this is so awesome. I'm going to put it in the chat. Your website also with the recording will be down below, so everyone can check out her website, see what she's doing, connect with her. Coco, just you're on pace. I don't even know your numbers. We have to talk about them now, but this is going to be your 6-figure year. This year is going to be your 6-figure, right? and so let's connect, because I want to help you get there. And when you hit your 6-figure year next year, I'm going to have you back on the show, and we're going to talk about that. All right. So that's
absolutely,
I'm locking this energy in, because that's the trajectory that you're on. And you unequivocally absolutely can get that. You're right on pace for that. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for trusting me. It's anytime I get a student on here, no matter what they've done, it's always exciting to see where they are in their journey. And it looks different for everybody, whether it's them not getting any clients, getting a ton of clients, etc. Everyone's on this path. You're on your path, and it's so freaking exciting to see. And just, I can only imagine where you're going to be in years from now. So thank you so much for your willingness to come on and share all this with everybody.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. Really, thank you. You changed my trajectory for sure. As a coach, I truly appreciate that. Yes, the guidance, the support, and the push that I need. Any other coaches you wanted to take your business to the next level, absolutely check out Jeff, and you're a real deal.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone that's watching now. Thank you, everyone that's watching the recording, and a ton of more stuff like this coming at you soon. So stay tuned, and we'll see you all next week.